Hey, good morning, everyone. Deborah with Pinching Pesos here, and I thought I would do a haul video for you guys. I haven't done a haul in a really long time, and I've been doing some thrifting therapy during my stressful last couple of weeks, and so I've got some things to show. It's a lot of shoes. If you remember me talking recently that I wanted to get back into shoes, I don't know why I stopped buying them because they were really good money for me. Typically, I pay anywhere from like $5 to $10. And then sell them for, 40 bucks or more. And I don't know what happened. I just kind of like stopped buying shoes and got down to like 4 pairs or whatever. So I have a bunch of shoes in this haul, appliances, and a game, 2 games. So anyway, but let's go ahead and get started, I guess. So this is Goodwill and Savers over mostly the last week. But maybe carried over into the week before on things that I just hadn't talked about yet because we didn't do a show and things like that. So let me get started, I suppose. Where am I going to start? I got like 2 boxes of stuff and things like on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and just start here. I picked up another set of these Remington tight curlers. You can see 2 of them are missing. They weren't missing. What ended up happening is I was taking these out of the car and I was holding it by the thing, and the little plastic popped off and all of the rollers just fell out, and 2 of them rolled underneath the car, and it was like dark. It was like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. I was taking stuff out of the car, and 2 of them rolled underneath the car. I was like, I'll just get them tomorrow. Well, I kind of forgot about them, and then I rolled over one of them like with my car. So I actually have more of these rollers because I kept a set for my daughter because they work really well, and that's why these are really popular with pageants, with cheerleaders, for prom. For the Remington tight curls work super duper good for making spiral curls that actually stay. So these were $5.99. I'll have to replace the 2 that I ran over with the car, but no big deal. And you don't have to sell these with clips. They typically don't come with clips. People don't have clips. You buy the clips at Sally's or whatever. People have however they want to do it. I've only ever found 1 set that had the actual little white clips that go on them, and then I had 1 set that was brand new in the box, and that was it. So anyway, I'll show you what these are worth just so you know to go ahead and buy them, because days to money in them. I didn't bring up my other browser. I'm trying to do a split screen because I know the last time that I did a show, I wasn't watching the chat well enough, and I didn't notice people trying to tell me that the picture was out, that the video hadn't come back up. And so it was like 2 minutes of video, nothing, like no me. And that's no fun. I still haven't woken up yet today. It's like I woke up with like this headache like right here. But I figured if I did a video, then I'd wake up. So let's see, Remington tight curls. So I'm going to go ahead and share so you can see what these guys are worth. And I don't know why there's something else open. Okay, so here's the Remington tight curls that are available. You can see there's only 63 coming up. And you notice all of them, they don't have clips. And even like this set is missing 2, and they still have it for $49. And this one has clips, but those aren't the clips that go with these. These are just extras. These little white clippies are the ones that go with the Remington tight curls. And if you see them just like in a bag at the Goodwill, go ahead and buy them because those clips are super hard to come by. But you can see the going rate on these is $40 and up. And I'm really sad that I actually missed like prom season because they're really popular for prom. But you can see if you have the clips, those went for $70 used. No clips, 50 bucks. And these fit, I believe they fit perfectly inside of a regional A box. So they're going to ship out at a 2-pound rate, which is perfect. So But yeah, go ahead and pick these up when you see them. They're a good buy. And, get back. Oh yeah, Crafty Caregiver says weddings are coming up, which is true. Weddings are coming up in June. June is a huge time for weddings. When I used to be a merchandiser, I did greeting cards. That was one of the jobs I had. I had multiple little merchandising jobs, and greeting cards was one of them. And so after Mother's Day, the cards that you put out are for summer, and all the summer cards are baby cards, like new babies, weddings, and birthdays. Those are the like extra birthday cards. But weddings and babies were what would come up after Mother's Day, and graduation would be like a small section. But yeah, I was reading an article that people don't get married in May, and I don't remember now why, but that was why June was a huge month. Was a huge month for weddings, because apparently you're not supposed to get married in May. I don't know. Okay, moving on. The next thing I picked up, I actually got these. When did I buy these? When did I go to the store? Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? It was whenever I got the Coach bag. Let me see how my brain works. It doesn't. These are very similar to MBTs, but they're not. They're the Rhine or Rin, RYN. These are basically pretty like new. They still have like, ooh, I need to do my nail. They still have all the little tread on the thing, like it's not even worn off the top layer of the little nubs. So these were $9.99, and I always pick up any type of comfort shoe, especially if it's a rocker, because you're gonna make decent money. Crafty Giver says it rains a lot in May. June and September are the wedding months now. Yeah, but it wasn't because of the rain. It was something else. It was like an actual, like, I don't know if it was like bad luck or what it was that they said, like, don't get married in May. Okay, so let's look these up. Oh, I forgot to share. I need to wake up. I should not do haul videos at 8:30 in the morning. I think that's what we're learning from today. I was gonna do this on a Wednesday, so that must have been when I went to the store, was Wednesday, because I was gonna do a haul video on Wednesday, and then I just didn't get around to it. Oh, right. That's not even how you spell this thing. Rhine or Ren sandals. Those are men's. These are women's. I didn't even see these ones. Let's see what they got over in the actives. Oh, here's a similar pair to what I have. These are really big. These have got to be at least an 11. They say 270 mm. I don't know what that means. 270. They've got to be at least an 11, I think. Let's see. I don't see the word rocker either. That's kind of like a going phrase for those kind of shoes. I don't know. I'm gonna put them for $39.95. If you look, they're very similar to the MBT sandals that are really good for people that have like foot issues, or they have plantar fasciitis where they put too much pressure on their heels, and the rockers help relieve that kind of pressure on your foot. And you can see MBTs go for about, I sell them for at least minimum $40. But I would think that these shoes would be better, because MBTs have a foam heel that tends to dry rot, and these have a foam too, but it seems more dense. It doesn't seem as, I don't know, it seems better to me. I would never let superstition keep me from doing anything. I'm not superstitious. My dad is super superstitious. I remember when I was a kid, we were on our way home, and like this black cat crossed the street, and he like stopped and turned around. So we had to go like up another route to the house, like up another street in the neighborhood, and then another black cat like crossed in front of, so we had to turn around again. I was like, we're never gonna get home. But yeah, my dad's superstitious, that's for sure. Okay, next thing I got was, let's see, should I do all the shoes at once? I think that would be boring. I picked this up on Wednesday. It's an old, well, not old, but it is a vintage. Is it vintage? Yeah, it's vintage because it's from 1994. And typically vintage is, what, 20 years. It's a Kids Keys keyboard, and I paid $3.99 for it. And I think it's sad that there's that superstition about the cats, because it makes them harder to adopt at the shelters, and that's really sad just because of their color. All right, Play School Kid Keys. I was really surprised at the numbers for these. Why? There's only 4 available, and those 2 don't count. So there's 1 and 1. And if you look at the solds, it's like $31, $22, $25. There was one in the box. So I was thinking I could easily list this for like $29.95 and just let it roll. The guy, the cashier, said that there was a bunch of them at the store, which I found strange. I think he was just trying to make conversation, because he's like, you know, I have sold 6 of these today. And I just like, I don't see it. Like, was somebody hoarding these, or maybe like an old daycare storage unit got taken? I didn't believe that he sold 6 of them, because if he sold 6 of them, he sold them all to the same person, and they missed this one, because I would have bought them all. There's another vintage. I always look for the little kids, like little keyboards or noise things, because there's another one that was a farm, and it had the little keyboard, and people were hacking it, and basically you could make it say like all kinds of things, and then there was another keyboard thing that you could make it play this certain kind of song, like you could hack into it and it would actually play it. And anyway, it was kind of went viral on YouTube, and so you could sell those little keyboards for like a decent amount of money. Dwayne said he was hitting on you. He was an older man. I think he just liked to talk, because he talked the whole time we were checking, like I was checking out. Okay, next up. At that same store, I actually did buy a piece of clothing, and it wasn't because I was looking for clothes to resell. I was just looking for clothes for myself. And I found this Lane Bryant, like, sequined sheer. It's all sheer on the back, and then it has the little, like, cape wings, like little butterfly wings type things. And it was brand new with the tag. The reason why I bought it, though, was because it was made in the USA. And I just found that so bizarre, because like all of the Lane Bryant clothes are made in like Bangladesh and China and all kinds of other countries. And I was like, when I sent Nicole a message, I was like, when did Lane Bryant make clothes in the USA? And she's like, I have no idea. And so it kind of threw me off. And so I went ahead and bought it. It was $6.99, and it's new with tags, and it's actually, you know, pretty nice if you like that kind of thing, you know, if you want to be sparkly. So yeah, I I don't know, but yeah, most of their clothes they're all, and it does have the retail tag on it was $65. So I guess I'll go ahead and try to sell it. At that same store, I ended up buying this Coach bag. I was pretty sure, because I'm pretty familiar with Coach. I've had Coach bags for the last, 15 years. And so I was pretty familiar with like what's real and what's fake. But I got thrown off by this bag, because they had like 6 fake bags up in the auction case. And this was just like with all the other purses. It has the signature lining inside. But all the little details that it had, like the lining in all of the pockets, like that. And then this little like class thing here had like a US patent on it. So I was like, I am almost definitely sure that this one is real. And then I ended up contacting, if you're not familiar, Designer Divas on Facebook will authenticate certain bags for you. They don't have a Louis Vuitton person anymore, but each person, like each one of the admins of that group, specializes in a certain brand. So there's like Burberry, Coach, Gucci, and Michael Kors. And if you put a certain number of pictures, they'll be able to tell you if it's real or not. But anyway, so this was $24.99, and then I had a coupon for 15% off, so $21. Went ahead and looked it up, and they sell for about $60 or $70. And I was talking to my daughter, my little one, actually. It's kind of a weird conversation to have with a 9-year-old, about how knockoffs bring down the value of something because people are just unsure. They don't know if it's real or not. And then what ends up happening is they think the fakes are real. And so then they assume that, oh, well, I can just get one for $40 or whatever. So that it brings down the actual value of an item whenever there's so many knockoffs of something. So everybody was telling me it would be like the perfect summer bag, which it actually is like the perfect summer bag, but I don't carry a bag. I carry a wallet, and that's it. I don't carry anything around with me besides my money, and that's all. And my phone. Okay. I bought a couple pairs of shoes at the same Goodwill. I bought 3 pairs of it was like wedge day or something, because I got 3 pairs of wedges. Well, 1 pair of Tom's wedges, and then I was going to take pictures of these, so these are already ready. I got these Bear Trap wedges, and then I picked up these Mucklucks, little wedge sandals. And they were all like $7.99, I think. These were $5.99. I know that. I already listed these, I think. No, I didn't. I took pictures of them on Wednesday or Tuesday. One of those days. So anyway, let's look these up. I've sold these same Tom's wedges before. So let me get my screen and share. Okay, so mine are brown. Those are similar. But you can see like the kind of going rate of them is going to be like $20 and up. Some of these pictures are really not great. I think the last time I sold them for like $29.95. And I think that's probably where I'll price these at as well. But these are kind of perfect for the like business casual summertime. So there's that on those. And then the Bear Traps, I wasn't really sure about, but they were in such good condition, and they were just really cute with the jewels and stuff on them. Bear Traps is 2 words. Yeah. I wonder why they have it together. It's 2 words on here. Bear Traps. Which jewel. Maybe jeweled. Nope, that didn't help. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to price them at $29. I have no idea what they're worth, but I looked at kind of like what the other shoes were going for, and I figured in the condition with like the style that they were with the rope and the jewels and the little strappies like tie-ups around the ankles, that they'd be worth $29. And then the little Mucklucks were only $5.99. and I was gonna price them right about like maybe $24.95 free shipping. I think that's probably a good price for them. Yeah. And I guess on the little wedge section, since I'm doing wedges, I picked up these Nikes, which I showed on the stew when we did the stew on Tuesday. But I picked up these Nike Dunks. They're the Year of the Horse editions, and they're wedges as well. They're the girls' wedge tennis shoes. These were $9.99, and they sell for about, I had a hard time really kind of figuring it out. The Year of the Horse wedge, there's like 2 pairs available. There's one pair for $129, and then there's another pair for $79.99. These ones, what size are they? These are 8.5. Mine are a 9, I believe. Yeah, a 9. And then there's another pair available that are $39.99. But they have creases in the toe box and everything, and these don't. Mine don't have any creases in the toe box, which is a big deal when it comes for like Nike shoe people. You don't want creases in your toe boxes. So I'm not really sure what to price them at. I think I'm just going to price them like, I might just price them $79.95 or best offer and just take an offer. Oh, I have some news for you guys about the house, because people keep asking me about the house. And I know on Tuesday I talked about it on the stew because we had actually were going to back out of the house. We were having problems with the lender. And it wasn't because of finances. It was because of like, they had all these demands. It was a credit union. And apparently when you go with credit unions with mortgages, they're not, I don't know, they have like more restrictions than regular restrictions. So we ended up getting a call from my realtor Wednesday morning. And he was like, look, he goes, let me do some things. I know some people. And so we ended up actually switching lenders, and we're supposed to close in 2 weeks, which typically it takes 30 days once a lender has your paperwork. But he's expediting everything, so it's entirely possible that we may actually close on this house. They wanted me to do a new appraisal, right? And appraisals are like $500. And the loan officer yesterday, he told me, he said, I'm going to go ahead and order this appraisal on expedite so it can get done, you know, really quickly. Don't worry about paying for it. So see, the thing with appraisals when you buy a house is that the appraisal money comes back out at closing. So it doesn't really cost you. It just costs you up front, and then you get it back in the end. So to me, with him saying, oh, well, you don't have to worry about paying for the appraisal, it kind of made it seem to me like he really thought it was going to close, you know, because otherwise he was like, he would have been like, well, I would have been like, go ahead and give me my money because this probably isn't going to close, you know? So I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I've already ran the emotions with this house. And so I'm over it, quote unquote. So if it actually goes through, it'll be amazing. And if it doesn't, no love lost. I'm done like dealing, like letting it make me a crazy person. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll know when we close, June the 5th. So yeah. All right, next. Okay, so does anybody pay any attention to those little messages that you get from eBay talking about like what's hot sellers right now, what you're supposed to be buying? They have like on the app, it'll tell you like the top trending search terms. Well, a couple weeks ago, they sent out a message talking about the top searches were, I mean, the top shoes to sell were like these certain brands, and they still had Sperry's on there, which I thought was so weird because like I really thought that just kind of fell off. But I did see these Sperry's at Goodwill. They were kind of expensive. They were $9.99. but they're in really good condition. Whoever wore these wore them very sparingly. They wore their Sperry sparingly. But they're the white eyelet cut out with the brown, just kind of really good condition. So I went ahead and bought them since I was buying shoes. You know when you kind of get on that little like trend of buying something, so you just like buy them all. You just like put them in my cart. So when I looked these up, the Sperry white eyelet, it's called eyelet, right? No, it's called cutout. Is it called cutout or eyelet? It's called, it's eyelet, right? Yeah. Sorry. I told you my brain hasn't woken up yet today. So I wasn't really sure like what the price on these was. I did see one pair. They were slightly different color. Here's the ones I have. Those went for $26.79 on best offer. These are kind of a small. They're a size 5. I don't know. I might just put them up for $24.95 and just see what happens with them. I probably shouldn't have bought them because they were pretty expensive. I mean, you gotta think. All right, there's this little funky shoe, right? This little tiny shoe for $9.99. But then I bought a pair of, where are they? Where'd they go? I bought a pair of boots by Sebago for the same price, for $9.99. And they're worth way more money than those little Sperry's. Oh, here they are. Yeah, I bought these on Wednesday, the Sebago, for $9.99. And these sell for way better than Sperry's. I don't know where recently that name came into my head because I've seen that brand before, Sebago boots. But I saw them as like men's dress shoes. But these ones were boots. And so here's the boots. I guess they had a partnership with Filson. These ones don't say Filson. These ones just say Sebago. Sebago dry sides, waterproof boots. But anyway, I figured for $9.99 it's pretty good. I'll probably put them up for like $69 and see what happens with them. And I always put, you guys know me, I'm always going to price things higher, and then I have best offer and people can just make me an offer. But they're pretty basically new. They don't really have any tread wear. Anyway, and that same day I bought these Mizunos. There were basically just worn a couple times. You can tell by the bottoms of them. They're a women's 10.5, so that's a really good size. That size is really hard to find in shoes, because that's what I wore for a really long time, was like a 10.5, which sucked because an 11 was too big and a 10 was too small, and I couldn't find the 10.5. So 10.5 is really hard to find in a women's size. They just have 10 and 11. And I'm like, what about the half sizes? They show us no love. And it's weird because in a shoe run, it goes like 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 11. Like, what's up with what? 10.5? Just like nothing. Just no, you guys don't count. So these were kind of pricey. They were $12.99, but I kind of contemplated just keeping them for myself because they don't have this super high resale value. They're the Mizuno Wave Rider 19s. For women. And the prices are just kind of back and forth. Let's share. So those went for $44.99, $50. Mine are blue and green. I might try to just put them up for like, I don't know, $39.95, which is typically what I sell running shoes for, is $39.95. I don't know what the, let's check pre-owned price. I don't know. They seem to have a decent resale value. I think $39.95 is good. It seems to be kind of like the going price on them. I could possibly price them a little higher just because of the size. Lisa says, my daughter has to get a men's 10.5. My oldest daughter wears a size like 13, 14, but she's also 6'3". So, like, yeah, she's a tall girl. Okay. Oh, last pair of shoes. I don't typically buy busted up shoes, right? I don't typically buy shoes that are not in close to new condition because I just don't want to deal with them. However, I know with certain kinds of shoes you can buy distressed shoes. These are Converse Cat in the Hats, and they are in well-worn, busted up condition. They were only $5.99, and I know that there's somebody somewhere that wants these in this condition. So I'm not going to clean them. Typically, I would go ahead and clean them. I'm not going to clean them because I know somebody out there wants these like this because of style. So let's go ahead and look them up here. Converse Cat in the Hat. And I'm having a really hard time with my share button. I wish we could move the buttons around. Google, if you're listening, I would like to move my buttons around. Okay, so here's some Dr. Seuss ones, Cat in the Hats, but these, they're kind of different from mine. Those went for $50. These ones went on best offer. There really just wasn't a whole lot available. You can see there's 13 pairs. That one's similar to the ones that I have, but are not the same, and they're a youth size 2. And these are they're a US 5, but typically with Converse, they're unisex. So I believe they're actually like a 6 or a 7. But you can see there's not really any, there's no low tops like the ones that I have. Those are similar, not the same. They might be the same, I don't know. But they're not an adult size. So I was thinking about putting them for like $39.95. $39.95 is really like my general shoe price. Like that's roundabouts what I price my shoes at. And then if I have to put them on sale, I put them on sale and they go, you know, down to 20 something. It's still double and triple what I paid for them, you know, so. But I know this is going to be my first time selling like a well-worn shoe. All right, next up. Oh, and if you guys have questions, just go ahead and post them in the chat. I'm actually watching the chat today. Oh my goodness. All right, so that's it on shoes. I bought this Corningware 6-cup coffee percolator. And I do know when I bought this that some of them are recalled. I did have that in the back of my mind, but since I'm a parts person, I can just sell it for parts. It was only $3.99, and I have 30% off coupons. I have like a lot of 30% off coupons, and it had all the PC parts. Most of the time when I find these, it doesn't have all the parts with it. So it had everything that goes to make the coffees. I didn't look it up at all. I just went ahead and put it in my cart. A lot of times with stuff I don't look them up. It has the lid and the little glass thingy, so I figured if anything I can part it out. But let me look it up. Corning percolator. Okay, so the one that I have is not the blue. It's actually, it looks like it's a green. Like, but you can see the inside pieces here going for $15 or $20. Those are for 9 cup. That's 10 cup. Mine's a 6 cup. I don't really see the one that I have. But you can see similar ones are going for $40 or $30. I don't see my color. It's probably the one that's recalled. It's probably why. Oh, here's my color right here. That's the color that I have. This green one. I wonder why they put NOS. If you ever see that and you're not familiar with what that is, that means new old stock. Why would they put new old stock? It's obviously used. New old stock is going to be something that's in a box. And it might be like a box that's a little damaged or whatever. But, I mean, they were new. They're new. That's so weird. So you can see the lids going for $14.50. So I'm going to have to do my research and see if it's one of the ones that's recalled. And then if not, I can go ahead and list it for full price. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and part it out. Because that's what I do. I be parting out the things. And I actually do have a couple things here to show that I will be parting out. Sorry. Okay. I got this at Savers. It's a Doctor Who animated chess game. I was being lazy that day and I didn't even open it up to see if it had all the pieces. Fortunately, it does. There weren't any used ones listed at the time. There was only new ones, and most of them were coming internationally. Oh, HB Picker said keyword spamming. About the Filson? I don't know. They might have had a partnership. Green Pasture says, I believe you can sell those coffee pots on Etsy if it's not recalled. Yeah, I'll have to look it up and see. I neglect Etsy a lot just because I don't get a lot of things that can be sold over there. I have listed a couple things over there, and I have sold a couple things over there, but I don't think I've even ever had more than 10 things total. Like total. I think I'm still under 10 items that I've had available on Etsy. And it's not because I don't like it. It's just it just doesn't go. I don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like I don't even go like, oh, I should put this on Etsy. It just doesn't hit my brainwave. But I'll have to look over there and see if they're maybe selling for a better price. So on the chess game, I paid, oh, I spelled it wrong. What am I doing? What am I doing? Doctor Who. It was whoa. Welcome to my floor. Good thing I was sharing instead of, I just knocked my whole camera off. It was $2.99. So let me see. Yeah, the prices are really strange. They go from like 20 up to 60 down, and I don't know. But I only paid $2.99 for the thing, and I am thinking about pricing it because there isn't a used one right now. I was thinking about pricing it like 30 bucks since there's not one that's used. And just taking better pictures than these crappy pictures here, because those are awful. They're just not good. They're just not good representations of your, like, for your gallery photo. It needs to be more like, hey, come look at this thing that you really, really, really want to buy. Okay. Sorry, my camera got all messed up because I knocked it like straight onto the floor. You guys almost went into the trash can. Here's the things that I bought to part out, which I'm not sure if I'm going to part this one out or keep it whole. I bought a Juiceman on Wednesday. It was $12.99, and it has all of the pieces. It's all taped up here, though, which is total pain. I hate having to get the tape residue off of stuff. Like, some of the things that I've bought, like, that I was gonna buy, I didn't buy just because I knew how much of a pain it was gonna be to, like, take off the tape. Chantel says, you should list the chess game on Instagram and make sure to hashtag it Matt Smith number 11. Is that the doctor that was from that season? Okay, please don't be mad at me. Like, I'm going to watch my viewer count, like, drop significantly. I've never seen an episode of Doctor Who. My middle daughter, she loves it. She watches Doctor Who. She has Doctor Who backpack. I have never seen Doctor Who. I've also never seen Game of Thrones. Sorry. Okay. Emma said, did I miss it? Did you miss what? All right. So the Juiceman, when I looked it up in the store, I only brought up one. It's a JM503. Ugh, it's super heavy. So JM503. Yeah. It only brought up one. Let me share. It just has this one here, free shipping, $110. And on the completeds, it didn't have any. So it kind of threw me off because Juiceman is a very popular brand. And in the last 90 days, there's been none. So that makes me worry. So I'm thinking maybe it was recalled. That's normally my thought process when something is not coming up, and it should. It makes me think that it was recalled. Recalls. This article presents comparisons of the juicer, so that's just Consumer Reports. So no, I guess it wasn't recalled. So what's the deal? Why isn't it for sale? On Amazon, let's see. What's the price over there? None available. When did this come out? Oh, this is really old. It's from 2003. That's why. So it's a 14-year-old juicer. So that's why none are available. Okay. Gotcha. Well, nonetheless, I'm still going to list it. So I'm probably going to part it out. The thing about it is, when you're dealing with an appliance that is that old, nobody's going to want to buy a new one. Like no one's going to want to get that same one 14 years later. But they will buy parts. So I'm going to go ahead and part it out. You guys are missing out. Anyone who does love Doctor Who will be so excited about that. I watched the older Doctor Who with my mom, but not the new ones. Yeah, I'm sorry. Honestly, I just don't watch a lot of TV in general. I don't. I know I look like a couch potato, but I'm not. I don't watch a lot of television, and I don't watch a lot of movies either. I like them. I just don't watch them. It just doesn't. All right, next up. So I bought this on Wednesday, and I almost didn't buy it, but I always buy these things. They're the Cuisinart work bowls, the 4 cups, because all these little parts sell for pretty easily, and I think I actually already have a listings up. If you sell parts for items that you find over and over again, it's a good idea to, when you go to list something, check that little check the little box in your settings that says keep it in stock, like keep it active even when it's out of stock. List the item and then go back and uncheck that, because you don't want that on all of your listings, because it's a pain, because it keeps all of your listings, even after you sold them, up in your actives, and you don't want that. But if you have a good till canceled variation listings like I have for parts, it's a good idea to go ahead and keep those listings live and out of stock, so that way you can just go back in and add quantities to them instead of making brand new listings again. Food. What are these called? These are CH. Well, this is the Elite one. All right. Elite for cover. So it looks like they retail for about $70 or $80, which is way a lot for a small little chopper. For parts though, let's see, work bowl, not the same thing. Let's see, lid. I'm not finding any parts for this. Something is amok. Anyway, I always buy these things. I sell them anywhere from like $12.95 to like $12.90, normally about $12.95 or $14.95 plus shipping. Recently though, by accident, because on the listing that I have already, I had upped the price by like 40% or something, and it just kind of stayed there at like $23 and some change for like a lid, and somebody bought it. Like, it blew me away. I was like, okie dokie. The thing that you do have to be careful with these, and I can't get this off, I'm gonna have to throw this blade away. And Cuisinart recently had a recall about blades, because it's cracks, and you will see that in these chopping blades. So I'm gonna have to throw this one away, and this is why I almost didn't buy it at the store, because I saw that the blade was cracked. But I was already at the register, and I knew I could sell the work bowl and the lid for, you know, probably totaling $30. So I went ahead and bought it anyway. And that's not even counting the base. It's just the bases are like anytime you do parts, bases are like the motors are the slowest thing to sell. You're going to have the motor the longest. That's just how it is. So this came from Savers. It's a really heavy KitchenAid food processor. And if you can find the pink one, there's like a powder pink KitchenAid, which actually somebody recently was talking about pink KitchenAid stuff, and if you can find the pink KitchenAid stuff, to buy it, even like just the can openers and things like that, because they sell for really good money. I didn't look that up, but that was just information that they were saying at that time. But apparently the powder pink food processor sells for like $150, $175. So KitchenAid, food processor. Oh, I had this all up in the air. I forgot to get that model number off of it. Okay. KFP 750. Wow, if you have the KitchenAid pink one new, it's $300. That's cuckoo birds. So here's the one I see that says pink too. That's $150. So it looks like the chopping blades, people are trying to sell them for $30. Let me go look at the completeds, because I have a whole bag of everything here that goes with the machine. It's got one chopping disc, a chopping blade, the pusher plunger, looks like a dough blade, and another chopping blade. So I have 2 chopping blades, a disc blade, and a dough blade, and the instruction manual. So it looks like that small disc is that's sold for $12.74. That's about normal. If it was Cuisinart blades go for double that. So I'm thinking I can sell each one of these pieces for about $14.95. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's another disc blade inside. So that's 6 times 15 plus the lids I typically sell for like $22, $24. The work bowls I tend to put for like $29, but sometimes $24. It depends on the brand. And then the base I'll sell for, well, I'll put it up for sale for $34.95. So that's the way I do parts. I have one more thing, and that's it. And it actually was scanned for Amazon. It's Imagine If game. And when I scanned it, I didn't look it up on eBay. Let's see what it's going for on eBay. Let's see. Imagine If game. New. So it looks like on eBay, it only goes for like $25 shipped. One of them sold for $38. But on Amazon, they sell for more than that. You get Amazon up here. Oh, I sold things I need to ship. Okay. Okay, so where's the barcode? Here it is. So the rank's really good. It's at 93 for a toy. That's really nice. So they're going for like $39.99, 43, 36. Looks like they sell pretty much. Looks like they sell decent. There's only 6 available for sale. And it looks like they sell at least every couple of days. So that's not bad. Looks like they sell 5 a month. So at least once at least one a week. That app, that little extension that I have, it's called How Many, and it'll actually tell you like how many are available. It works really well with people that have like a whole bunch of something. If you're trying to really analyze really quickly, like, oh, should I buy 100 of these or not? And how many sell per month. Green Pasture is asking you, do you still sell on Amazon? I do. I actually did a whole lot of selling on Amazon in December, January, and February. I did really, really well, actually. And that's why you didn't see any videos from me, because I couldn't really, like, when you're doing Amazon, you can't really talk openly about what you're selling. I mean, people can figure it out, but if you're really open about it, I mean, it doesn't take much for them to come in and just like undercut you really bad and totally screw up like your business. And it doesn't take much to mess up somebody's Amazon business. Like, so I did Amazon pretty heavily from the middle of December through the middle of March. So we'll just say December the 15th through like March the 15th. Oh, I wasn't sharing. Ha! I'm like showing you something and you're not seeing it. So between December the 15th and March 15th, I did $23,000 on Amazon. And you can see it was all in office supplies. And this one says home, but it's really office supply too. That they just like they have two separate categories. It's almost like things that are health and beauty and things that are health and personal care, and some of them fall into both categories. So this was all the same product. And then I had the grocery, that was those Pringles, those what were they, what flavor were they, taco or burger? Oh, it was burger, right? I can't remember now. That was back in January. The lady bought $150 worth of Pringles and then bought more Pringles, and I can't remember what flavor they were, but it was like cuckoo birds. Oh, it was hot dog. Yeah, it was hot dog Pringles. But anyway, so you can see I did a lot. My average sale price was $31. So I did a lot of sales over on Amazon for like December, January, February through March. So December to January, February, March. So like for 3 months, that's really what I was focusing on. And then I stopped. So, and I get like that with Amazon and eBay, where I go back and forth, where it's like, oh, I found this product and I'm going to sell it, and I hit it really hard. And then I get over it, and then I go back to eBay, because I like sourcing for eBay. I don't like sourcing for Amazon. With that particular product line, it was easier because there was only certain places that I could buy it at, and I would just specifically go there and get it, and then that's it. And it's like, oh, here, I spent $1,000. You know, like, it was really weird. It was interesting, but yeah. So now I'm just back to doing eBay, and my Amazon is back to where it normally is, where it's, you know, just a couple $100 a week, or if that, and that's it. So those are all the things that I had that I bought. If anybody has any questions, post them now, because we're going to go. I've actually been on for exactly an hour. Hey, look at that. I thought it was going to be longer, but it wasn't. So yay. And I need to do my sales update, because I want to do my sales update for March and April, because I had some really interesting things that I sold. So I want to talk about them. But other than that, I'm really glad to be back, like, in a normal mindset and not like super stressed out and crazy worrying about this house. Now I'm just worried about the rally. I changed what I was going to talk about, so now I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I mean, I know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know. I'll have it together by the time we get there. And I do need to give away my tickets. I still have 2 tickets left, and I need to give them away. So I will probably post a video and a post about that later today, because I need to get my tickets given away like immediately. But other than that, I don't see any other questions in the chat. So everybody, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me early this morning. I know it was early for you California folks and your West Coast individuals. I'm very sorry. But Anyway, I'm going to get to work because I have all this stuff to take pictures of. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much. Love you guys. Bye.